full day of, not full day of the life, full day of eating. That is what we're doing. So what do I eat to look like a poor excuse for an IFBB Pro? Yeah, so it's currently 10 to 7. I've been up since 5:30, so I get up about 5:30 every single day for no other reason than I've just got too much to do during one day. I do go to bed pretty early, so theoretically I could just move everything later, but I like getting up early right now, whilst it's summer anyway. When it's dark till like 10 a.m, I probably won't want to get up at 5 a.m. and spend 5 hours in darkness, but right now it's not too bad. I get up, I do my cardio and my steps, which you've seen a million times, right? Every single day it's the same. I then come in here, I get a lovely beverage of some form. Normally it is a Crank Energy, refrigerated. This is the peach iced tea flavour. Big fan of these because they're very different to any other peach energy drink you've seen. These are not carbonated, so it's like an actual peach iced tea, but in energy drink form, 160 milligrams of caffeine. So I love them. I will sip on one of these and I sit there and I do fucking work for the next about 2 to 3 hours before I eat my first meal. So meal 0.1 is a sugar-free energy drink or sometimes a coffee, dependent on the mood. Sometimes it's nothing, but at the minute, more often than not, it is something. It's Tuesday, the 30th of July. Many busy things to come for me personally, so I might as well talk through a bit of an update now. I move house next week, this time next week to be precise. I get the keys Monday to the new place, and so we're moving in across sort of 10 days following that. I've got this place still for another 3 or 4 weeks, so there will be quite a big overlap on the rent, but it is what it is. Makes my life easier moving because it means I'll still have Wi-Fi in this place, so that anytime I need to do a shitload of work, I need to upload a YouTube video, I need to transfer files to Chris to edit like this, I can come here and upload it at a decent pace because I've got pretty good internet here, and obviously when you move house it takes a while to set up the internet, so having this as a base still will be very useful. Also means I'll still have a fridge, like microwave, air fryer, all that set up. I won't have to do one day where I move everything and then can't eat anything all day. So yeah, that's going to be good. Excited to get in the new place. It's sick. I will do a tour obviously when it's set up, but I'm actually going to get Sam to do the tour so it's well shot. So that'll be coming sort of mid-August. I'll get that out pretty quick. Not like this house where it took me about 8 months to do the house tour. But yeah, so looking forward to moving in there. Just got a lot on at the minute. Had shows, had Susie, my client, win the overall at the weekend, which was an unreal result. So that was fantastic. My first sword as a coach. I've won like 5 overalls, I think, myself as a competitor. But to win one with the client was obviously the first time I'd done that. So that was a very enjoyable day out. And congrats to Susie, she looked absolutely mint. But yeah, for me right now, food. I checked in yesterday. I will get Chris to slap that on screen now, so you can see some of the shots. I'm 232.5-ish pounds in these updates upon wake, which is pretty good. Like, condition still isn't that bad. Considering where all things are at, I'm very, very happy with the look. There were some shots post-workout from the other day that I'll also put on screen now that are like some of my favourite shots ever, my favourite classics specifically. Looked very different to how it looked before, which is always what you want. I would hope so, considering I dedicate my life to this. I'd hope I was making some form of progression. But it's nice when you actually recognise that progression and see it sort of materialise. But yeah, so going well. Food went up yesterday as a result of my check-in. I am now at 575 carb on a training day and 475 carb on a rest day, which really for me, to be at this body weight is still incredibly low. My body is just responding so well this push-up, better than it ever has before, meaning that food's not having to go as high, which right now is a bit painful for me because I am hungry. I'm not like hungry, but I could eat more basically. Like I would see a cookie and think, yeah, fucking hell, I would nail that cookie right now. Whereas like normally in the off season, when I'm getting up to the 230s, the upper 230s, I'd be sick of food. So it's going well. Food's still only about 4,000 calories total. I'll put the totals at the end of the video once you've seen everything I eat. But yeah, food's in a great spot. Body's really responding nicely. Condition's staying tight. Cardio is at 20 minutes in the morning fasted now, and I do 10,000 steps a day, 10 to 12,000 steps a day, because I do my 20 minutes of cardio on a max incline, and then I will just do 5,000-ish steps in the morning after. So it's not even 7 a.m. I've done my cardio. I'm 5,000 steps in, and normally I'd be about 20 minutes into work, which is ideal. That's like a check-in done as well. So I do have a lot of work to do this morning, so I'm gonna have to go and sit down and crack on, but I will come back and join you for meal one. I will try to keep this a little bit more of a faster paced full day of eating, because I know normally my full days of eating can drag. Quickly, I want to say thank you to everybody for the support on the 10,000 calorie food challenge in New York video. That is done, but it's only been out a day and a half at the point of recording this video, but it's my best performing video by an absolute mile, because people just like me being obese. So clearly, I need to do more of those. Had a lot of comments being like 20k, because that 10k was obviously very easy. Now, I'm 100% confident in my ability to eat 20,000 calories, only in America though. In the UK, I think it'd be too difficult. I did 15k obviously over here. If you want to watch that, the little card will be on screen now. That was pretty painful, but we did do that really badly, right? It included pints, it included a bowl of cereal with whey protein. Like, it wasn't very intelligent when Finn and I did that. In America, it was just pure calorie dense food, which is why it was so easy. So 20k, I could do in America, absolutely, if I was at the end of a diet. But I am hopefully planning to go back out to America later this year for a longer period of time. I'll say where, like, I'm looking at Houston right now for a good few weeks, primarily for a lot of business reasons, but also I'm a big fan of America and Texas. I've been twice before, so happy to go back out there. But that's in the works of planning that, because obviously it's easy for me because I can work from anywhere. But obviously I'd want to come out with me, and she has a job, and working out if she can just up and leave for a month is a bit more challenging. So we're working on that one, but hopefully if I do go back out at the end of this year, the reason I want to go out end of this year, I was thinking about going out in January, but I'll probably be starting prep in January, and I want to do prep here in my routine, you know, solidified at home. So I'm thinking now we'll go out probably October, November time, sometime around then, and do a month out in Houston, just at the end of the off season. So it means I can eat some good food. If I do go back out there, I will attempt another high day. I might do 15, but I'll really push for 15, try and get 15 boxed off as early in the day as I can. And then if 20 is on the cards, I'll send it and we'll see what happens. But that is to come. As for today, it's not even close to that, unfortunately. As I said, it's a training day, so it's about 4,000 calories. I've got posterior on the cards today, which is the video I filmed. The session I filmed with Sam last week that was posted Wednesday, which is tomorrow when I'm filming this, but a week ago from when you're watching this. So it's that session again. The only thing I'm changing about it is I'm adding an RDL to the start of it. I'm not going to film that today, mainly because I will be RDLing probably about 160 kilos, which is pretty embarrassing. So we'll wait for me to get up to at least 4 or 5 plates before I start to film that. If you've got that on the cards, I'm not going to film a training today. This will be pure food for all you fatties in prep that are just obsessed with food. Unfortunately, my meal plans are not that exciting. But yeah, right, I need to crack on with work, and I will see you back here for meal 1 in a little bit. Right, it is not time for meal 1 just yet. It's 8 a.m. Still cracking on with work. I've done a few check-ins, got quite a few people in peak week this week, so a lot of daily check-ins. Now, I do a fasted morning drink. This is pretty much empty, which is ESN Daily. This is literally collagen, L-glutamine, creatine, and leucine. I also top it up with more creatine, and I also chuck in 2 servings of vitamin C in there. Just my morning drink, obviously digestion with all the glutamine, and then just the benefits from collagen and whatnot. Just do it fasted, purely for the glutamine, really. Also, just slap my creatine in here for the day, because Daily already has creatine in there. It's only got 3 grams a serving, though. This is not going to go well, is it? So, yeah, I'll do 2 scoops of Daily. There was only 1 scoop left in this one, so I need to get the next tub out. It's also a fresh tub of vitamin C. Reason I'm doing vitamin C, 1, just because it helps with my sort of water balance, and also immune system. I find when I stop taking vitamin C, I tend to get ill a lot easier. When I'm cranking vitamin C, I never get ill, so just staying on top of that. As soon as I have this morning drink, I'll just slap it in there because it's just easy. So I will now sip on this. I'm not going to go through all my morning supplements because I've done that in previous videos, and it takes a while, and I'm not sure people are that interested, but I take everything you'd expect me to take. All my vitamins, the essentials, so your K2, D3, magnesium, zinc, loads of omegas. I take omegas very high dose, loads of EPA and DHA. Obviously glutamine and all this stuff. This is the more important stuff really from a digestion perspective. The only other thing that I've started taking now that I thoroughly believe in, which is relevant to a full day of eating, is I take the digestive enzyme from ESN every single morning and night. So I do 2 capsules in the morning with my first meal and then 2 capsules with my final meal of the day. I've always been a big believer in digestive enzymes. I think they are one of the most underrated supplements. You will know from previous videos that I did have a previous favourite brand of digestive enzyme, and I still thoroughly believe in that brand. They are fantastic. However, these are, I'm not going to say these are better, but they are as good, which is incredibly rare because I've tried countless brands, and I'm not going to shit on certain brands, but it's very rare that digestive enzymes hold up to my standards. This is the only other one. It's not me just saying that for promotion, because I would still be using the other ones because I care far more about my own progression and digestion than I do about promoting a supplement from a brand. I can promote everything else and just use that one, but no, I generally do use this one every morning and night now, so highly recommend that. I also use the ESN probiotic. I take 1 capsule with my final meal. I've got a reel coming out on this. It may already be out on my Instagram by the time I post this video, so go and have a look at that. But it basically just goes through why I take this, why it's so beneficial, and why this one specifically is so good. So those 2, if you're going to get anything for your digestion, I would strongly recommend those 2. The digestive enzyme will help you digest food better, help you eat more in the off season. So anyone who struggles with appetite, that's fantastic for you. This will then just keep everything, your gut health in perfect check, keep you nice and regular. So everything like that is ideal. So all things we care about a lot as a bodybuilder. But yeah, I'm gonna drink this, crack on, and then come and get my pre-workout meal at probably about 9:30ish, about an hour and a half. I have pushed my meals back a little bit later today because I've got my barber coming to give me a haircut at 10 here, and I'm going to the gym straight after. So I'll eat my pre-workout meal just before he gets here. He'll then give me a quick trim because I look homeless right now, and then head over and start training at Ultraflex, come back, post-workout, and I'll have another 3 meals. So I'm doing 5 meals a day at the minute still, because I prefer 5 bigger meals than 6 smaller meals right now. And that was that, so see you for pre-workout. Right then, pre-workout meal. Gonna whip this up now, eat it, and then my barber Isaac, is gonna come around, give me a trim, and I'm gonna drop him back off after on my way to the gym. So I'll eat this now, and then he'll come, we'll sort that, and then I'll probably catch you. I probably won't catch you at the gym because I'm not filming anything at the gym. I'll then see you for post-workout here. So I will talk through my pre-workout meal now and the pre-workout I'm going to take and all that bollocks. So pre-workout meal, as always, is rice pudding. Obviously from ESN. Now I actually believe right now when this goes live, there should be, if I'm not mistaken, 20% off all food products and vegan products. Now, I'm not vegan, there's probably not a lot of vegan products in this video, but there is a lot of food products. I don't believe whey is included, it might be, go and check, but stuff like rice pudding, your flavour powders, which you'll see now that I use, protein bars, all of that stuff, like all the brownie puddings, like everything, all of that will be 20% off. So code Eagles, ESN, all the ESN products you see today are what I use on a daily basis. Go check them out, they are fantastic. I'm not gonna sit here and blag about what I use every one and why it's fantastic, but there's a reason I use them all. As you've just seen, I've put 15 grams of strawberry designer whey in my 225 grams of 0% fat yogurt. The only reason I have that is purely enjoyment, okay? The yogurt is not adding much, right? It's very low calorie, it's quite filling, quite voluminous, just tastes nice. I like the contrast of eating a hot rice pudding followed by some yogurt, pure enjoyment. The only reason I put 15 grams of whey in there is just to add a little bit more flavour, change the consistency a little bit, make it a little bit thicker, as that Onken 0% fat yogurt that I always use is quite a thin yogurt, so I just make it a little bit thicker by putting half a scoop of whey in there. What I've also then done is put 45 grams of designer whey. This is the Leon cereal whey, my favourite, second favourite whey to be fair. My favourite is the cinnamon cereal, as you know, which you'll see later. Well, you might see it later, you might not today, depends what I have post-workout, but that's probably my favourite. But this is my favourite chocolate sort of type. It's like the cereal. I think it's meant to be like a chocolate caramel, but it's unbelievable. So 45 grams of that, which I will now make into a whey paste to put on top of the fruit and stuff on the rice pudding. To anyone that is wondering if Designer Whey makes a good whey paste, it makes a fantastic whey paste, is your answer. So yes, it fucking does. Now, flavour powders that are currently on sale. My two favourites really, the salted caramel and it's called black and white cookie sandwich flavour. So Oreo, basically. I'm going to do the Oreo today, but the salted caramel is also fantastic. These are literally just a 0 calorie. It's like 10 calories a serving. Flavour powder, so just sweetener basically. There we go. So that is 2,000 milligrams of pink salt, which is what I put in my pre-workout meal. I've been having a few issues with the heat at the minute with sort of hydration and electrolytes during training just because I sweat so much. So I've got very militant at just tracking everything and measuring everything perfectly. Never used to measure it this much unless I was in prep, but now I'm having to in the off season as well, just to make sure that I'm not under fueling myself. So you'll see after this pre-workout meal as well, I do one more electrolyte solution drink prior to my workout to make sure I'm covered. But yeah, so I do 2,000, so I'll just whack that in the rice pudding there. Slap in a little bit of cinnamon on that as well. And then mix that all in so you can't taste it. A little bit of cinnamon in the rice pudding itself as well. Then I'll get my fruit. I do 75 grams of frozen fruit on top of this. Whey paste on top of that, and bosh, job done. That is meal one. Now, usually, if you've seen my previous 4 days of eating, I'm a big fan of frozen raspberries. I've actually run out right now, so all I've got are frozen blueberries. Normally I'll do a combination. Today, I'm just gonna have to go pure blueberries, sadly. So yeah, that is meal one. I'll put the macros on screen now. Let me actually find out what they are so I can read it to you. Including my pre-workout electrolyte drink, which you will see the next clip. The totals are 940 calories, 155 grams of carbs, 4 grams of fat, 70 grams of protein. So as you'll notice, fats are incredibly low in this meal. Reason being is I want everything to digest very quickly because I'm pre-workout, so I want it to digest, be in me, use glycogen whilst I'm training. Protein's high, carbs are high, good to go, plenty of sodium in there, properly fueled, ready to train. So I'm going to nail this and I will catch you for my pre-workout concoction of beverages. Okay, pre-workout meal has been nailed. It was very enjoyable. That is always one of my favourite meals of the day. Now what I've done is I've mixed up, because obviously I've got my trim with Isaac. I don't want him to have to sit here whilst I mix up my pre-workout drinks after the trim. So I'll just mix them up now, leave them in the fridge. 2 scoops of Crank Pump Pro, and then because I'm RDLing hinging today, I've also got a bit of leg press today, so it's a pretty heavy, demanding session. I've also put half a scoop of just a stim pre-workout, so this is just Crank. Normally, I don't take Crank every single day. I have the energy drink in the morning, as you saw, and then I take 2 scoops of Crank Pump Pro every single session. But today I'm going to do half a scoop of that as well, just get absolutely wild off caffeine. Now, the important part that I've added to my routine recently, which if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen, these Electrolyte Pro sachets. Now, you can get, I'm sure there's many other companies that do electrolyte sachets, right? It does not have to be ESN. The reason I like ESNs is because they've also got some carbs in there. So it's got, I think, 30 grams of carbs. In this little sachet, this is the red apple flavour, along with every single mineral and electrolyte you need. Well, it's in the exact same ratios that you lose through sweat. So it's obviously designed, I think, really to be consumed during training. Whatever that training is, doesn't have to be like weightlifting. However, because I struggle to drink a lot of fluids when I'm training hard, I end up throwing up or feeling sick, so I don't drink that much, and if I do drink, it's normally just plain water. As a result, I wasn't getting this in time, and then I was feeling severely dehydrated and pretty fucked up by the end of the session. So what I've done now is I eat my pre-workout meal, and then so I normally eat my pre-workout meal about 60 to 90 minutes before I go and train. I will mix this up after, and I will just sip on this from now for the next hour as I'm sort of getting ready, heading to the gym. It will be finished by the time I start training, then the electrolytes and the carbs are in me. They're very fast digesting. so that then I'm fueled properly for my workout. And then during my workout, I just drink water and EAAs, and that is it. No carbs, intra-workout at the moment. My entire intra-workout carbs I drink before training. So this setup has been working fantastically for me. I've seen a dramatic increase in my ability to perform during training. Not had any spells of severe dehydration or heat exhaustion or anything like that. So it's working well. So that is the setup now for pre-workout. In terms of for your guys pre-workout, like I don't want this video just to be simply me sitting here going, this is what I do, and then everybody copy me. Like, no, just find what works for you. Some people probably won't need this electrolyte solution. I've trained the last 4 years of my life perfectly fine without consuming electrolytes pre-workout. Used to only do electrolytes during leg days, okay? Recently, I've not been able to do that. I've been suffering, so I've put this in and it's made a massive difference for me personally. Probably won't be the same for a lot of people out there. Obviously, pump, stim pre-workouts, use your preference. Both have benefits. Find what works for you. In terms of a pre-workout meal, I like rice pudding and whey because they're both very fast digesting and I just enjoy the flavour. For a lot of people, a lot of my clients, I know the best pre-workout is just stuff that digests well for them and they enjoy eating, which for most people tends to be a meat and rice. So normally chicken and rice, low fats, is simply the best digesting. So for a lot of people, if that's what digests well for you, just eat chicken and rice pre-workout. There's nothing magical about rice pudding, apart from the fact it's fucking way nicer than chicken and rice. But that is that. I'm gonna get a trim, go and train. I may probably overlay some clips of my training. I will be filming them portrait for Instagram, but I'll slap them in here anyway, just briefly, so you get like a minute of just clips from training, and potentially a little bit of post-workout posing, but probably not because it's my last set of the day is legs and I don't want to pose after legs, so we'll see. But yeah, gonna go on RDL for the first time in about 2 years and try not to snap something. So that'll be fun, and I'll catch you back here for post-workout. Right, I'm back from the gym. You'll have seen a couple of clips of training. RDLs went very well, got 180 for 7, which is a pretty good baseline. Probably, well, it is my all-time best RDL because I've never RDL'd really properly. Post-workout now, I've got some very important phone calls in about half hour. So I've got back, I've showered because it was a very warm session. You'll see in the clips that my grey VQ t-shirt was not grey by the end of it. Well, it was a darker grey. There is a new drop actually that's just released for VQ. Now this video is live. It is a restock of some essentials pieces. There's some very nice oversized joggers which will be perfect for winter, which unfortunately is approaching. But the best bits are the rib tanks. So the rib tanks you always see me wear, the wife beaters as some people may call them, which is politically incorrect and do not use that terminology. But yeah, the rib tank tops, vests, whatever you want to call them, like a million names. They are mint. They are genuinely the best tank tops I've ever used myself personally. They've just restocked those and also brought out a load of new colours. So there's like a brown, a light blue, and just loads of bits like that. So they are really cool. So check them out, Code Eagles, if you pick anything up. But as for post-workout, it's the old faithful. It is cereal. Now it varies what cereal I use. I always try to opt for a rice-based cereal because that's typically what's going to digest the best. But I will also combine a little bit of a nicer cereal in there. So this is the honeycomb Wheatos. Every now and then, but more or less it's normally Rice Krispies or Cocoa Pops. I've got 200 grams of that, so a mix of those two. Typically we'll do probably about 75 grams of Wheatos, 175 grams of Cocoa Pops. I do have 30 grams of honey on this if it was Rice Krispies. I'm not doing Rice Krispies today, so I'll just chuck in a couple extra grams of cereal to account for that. I do 20 grams of dark chocolate, which I've not got out yet, and I do 75 grams of whey. Normally it will be the cinnamon cereal whey isolate with Rice Krispies. To be fair, I might actually just have that today. Fuck it, I've got this out now. I'm gonna do this, but yeah. So 75 grams of whey, designer whey or whey isolate. Typically a whey isolate would digest better, but again, with the quality of the designer whey, it digests absolutely fine for me, so I've never had any issues with it. And the macros on this whey are actually very good. There's not a lot of carbs or fats in there. It's pretty close to, well, it's probably better than a lot of brands whey isolates out there, because this is partly cross-flow, micro-filtered whey protein isolate anyway. It's a blend of proteins, this designer whey, so it is some of the best out there. So yeah, 75 grams of that in there. Again, it's the same flavour I used this morning, because if you can't tell, I very much enjoy the flavour. I blend it with 250 ml of cold refrigerated water, because it then just makes it more enjoyable. I also chucked in that water, another gram of pink Himalayan sea salt, because rehydrating now post-workout is very important. So I'll get this in. I'll also then drink 1.5 litres of water over the next sort of hour. But obviously I've got this phone call, so I'll get that in me whilst I'm on the phone call. Fucking hell. Oh, my back is sore from the RDLs. Got to mix the cereal up. Oh. Actually, grab dark chocolate quick. So, meal 2 post-workout is what I listed a minute ago. 1,250 calories, 200 grams of carbs, 13 grams of fat, and 80 grams of protein, I believe. Yeah. So I'm gonna nail this, and then straight to work, phone calls and stuff like that. I'm gonna film myself eating it because everybody always comments. I say everybody. I had like 3 comments from when I've done these in the past, because I never really film myself eating, because I think, who cares? Turns out a lot of people care, and people want to enjoy watching me eat the food, which is fair enough, because when I was in prep, I was probably the same. Bosh. Right, that was post-workout. Very enjoyable meal. Again, could just eat that again now. Like, peak off season, that does get a little tricky to get down when it goes up, but like, you know, it's already 200 grams of carbs, or 250, whatever it was, which is pretty comfortable. So you'll notice that a lot of my carbs are just pre and post workout, and that's purely for performance reasons. You want to replenish those glycogen stores as quick as you can post workout, really, in terms of recovery and promoting muscle growth. So post workout, find a meal that is easy for you to eat, a lot of carbs in, enjoyable, fast digesting, and you can get it in quick. Reason I add 20 grams of 90% dark chocolate is just because this is the majority of my carbs for the day, and I end up just going hypo in between meals. Not really like full on hypo, but a little bit. That was also when carbs were a lot lower, so I probably don't need it now. I may move it pre-workout instead and see, or just split it and put some sort of avocado or something in my later meals that you'll see, but there's options to move those fats around. I've still got the majority of my fats in my final meal, but for right now, that is job done. I need to wash up and then get onto this phone call. So more work, more phone calls, but very exciting things coming in the future. So important calls. And I'll catch you probably for meal 3 in a little bit. Right, next up, meal, what meal is this? Meal three. Meal three. The next three meals are all very similar in the sense of it is rice, sushi rice to be precise, with a meat. And I'm currently running 3 different meats because I'm diverse like that, you know, not just chicken like every bodybuilder ever. And with 2 of those meals, I have 100 grams of pineapple. So I have 200 grams of fresh pineapple a day. My rice has been cooked in the rice cooker. That is just being kept warm now by the rice cooker. So I'm just going to cut this up now ready so that my meal's good to go when I get the rice out and I can eat it whilst it is hot. If anybody's coming at me for how much pineapple I'm wasting here, fuck off. I'm trying to do it as unwasteful as possible. However, pineapples are 99p a pineapple. I eat a lot of pineapple and I don't mind paying for them. So I'm just going to cut up this whole pineapple, whack it in a Tupperware, and then I'll just get out 100 grams with each meal. Well, 2 of my meals today, and then 2 of my meals tomorrow. Whilst the chopping board is dirty and the knife's dirty, instead of cleaning it, I'm just going to cut up a little bit more veg. I vary my veg a lot, I'll be honest. In terms of carb sources, really, so the next 3 meals are obviously all rice-based today. I'd say 6 days a week, there are just 3 meals of rice. If I'm traveling somewhere, I'll probably just do rice cakes instead of rice, because I can eat it whilst driving. It's a lot easier to eat whilst driving, just snacking on a rice cake. Some days I may have a wrap, some days I may have bagels. Rarely, but it's just a quick, nice change. Obviously, you know, cutting up a bagel is a lot easier to get in quickly if I'm on a time limit, because my schedule's busy, than having to put rice, wash it, and put it in the rice cooker and wait half hour for it to cook. So it does vary, but for the most part, right, I'll be honest, it is just rice. It's the off season, I can have a bit of diversity. That's not a problem. It's quite healthy to do that mentally. For some people, some pros I know will be like, rice every day, it's got to be rice. And to be honest, 9 times out of 10 it is for me. But there will be days where I just fancy bagels. In my meal plans before, I've had bagels, I had no problem. I eat Cocoa Pops post-workout, so, you know, if it's not broken, don't try and fix it. So yeah, in terms of veg, again, that varies. Normally, really, all I'll ever have is broccoli or peas and lettuce or cucumber. Those are the options that I rotate between. Peppers as well, maybe, in like a wrap in the off-season. When I'm dieting, it's obviously cucumber and lettuce. I don't really fuck about broccoli because I can never be asked to cook it, but sometimes I do. It's normally, right now, it's just been cucumber and peas in a later meal that you'll see. But yeah, today I'm just going to do some cucumber sticks with this next meal. Delightful. So yeah, I don't know how much cucumber it is. I don't track the cucumber because it's so low calorie that I've just done like a third of a cucumber. Right, first meat of choice for the first meal with rice is just going to be some chicken. Obviously, prep my chicken a couple of days in advance just to make life easier. Beautiful. So 200 grams of cooked chicken. I say cooked chicken like I specifically measure it cooked. The only reason I weigh my chicken cooked weight is purely just because I prep it and it's just easier. All I'd say on that front is it's always more accurate to weigh your food raw. So if you're in prep, weigh it raw. If you're in the off season, being a few grams of chicken here and there is not going to make a difference. So do whatever is easier for you. Just keep it consistent. Don't like one day be measuring it raw, then the next day be doing it cooked. Pick one and just stick with it for that entire phase, basically, is my advice there. Right, as I said, put rice in the rice cooker, so I've just got that out. That is all my rice for the next 3 meals. So it's 80 grams a meal, so 80, 160, 340, 320. God, fuck. 320. Fucking hell. That is unreal maths for me there. Obviously, basically, I just need to eat 320 grams of dry weight sushi rice across the next 3 meals. I'm not going to weigh it out perfectly evenly per meal. If I was in prep, I probably would. Right now, I'm just going to eyeball it and hope for the best. It's all got to go with me by the end of the day, so let's be honest, it doesn't really matter. Right, so I'll save those 2 bowls for my later 2 meals. Then I'm just going to whack it in my chicken to this one, and that's the meal. Some cucumber things, 100 grams of pineapple, 200 grams of chicken, 80 grams dry weight of sushi rice. Macros are on screen there. That is meal 3. I'm going to nail this whilst carrying on watching the Jay Cutler and Derek Long's podcast, which is very good. And I need to get back to work because I've got the week in the life video to finish editing. You've probably already seen part 1. Part 2 will then be out probably after this video. But I'm halfway through editing that, so I need to carry on and get that done, ready to put out this weekend. So, busy day still, but looking forward to eating this. Bosh. Meal 3 down. I've got 1,500 steps left to do for the day. So what I'm going to do is just go and finish the rest of this 500ml water, do some steps, finish off my steps for the day, and then that's it. I just can lock in with work and editing for the rest of the evening, just get 2 more meals in alongside that. So it makes my day very easy. It means I can clock off early, spend some time with them, and get a decent night's sleep. So yeah, in terms of how much water I drink a day, I tracked it the other day for my subscription story on Instagram, which if you're not aware of, if you go to my Instagram bio, there's like a little bit where you can subscribe. It's like $279 a month, but it basically gives you access to a private story that I do post daily on there. All my exact protocol, all of my supplements on a daily basis, sort of, I do Q&As on there where I can answer questions freely with no politically correct answers, and just talk a lot more about my, plans, what's going on, stuff like that. It's a lot more in depth. So I did track it on there the other day for water intake. I drink about 6 to 7 litres a day consistently. I want to maintain that as high as possible for as long as possible. In the off season when food gets really high, people tend to stop drinking water. But for me, water, and for everyone really, is such a driver for performance in the gym. If you're underhydrated, you are going to suffer. I've noticed a massive increase in my performance since introducing that electrolyte drink that you saw and keeping water high. Because when I diet, water goes really high to fill me up. So since finishing this mini cut and pushing food back up, I've made sure to keep water really high, and I've noticed a lot of benefits from it. It's also better for my skin stays clearer and everything like that. So it's just good. Make sure you drink enough water. Obviously now I'm more heavily muscled, I need more water anyway. If you're less heavily muscled, then you don't need 6 litres, you may be fine with 4. I'd say for most blokes, 4 litres should be the standard. Women, I'd say about 3. But if you're obviously, a stacked woman, then yeah, you're going to need 4 or 5. Same as men. It's more so body weight than it is necessarily gender. So yeah, get plenty of water in. However much you're drinking, I'd probably suggest you increase it. So yeah, I'm going to finish this whilst I finish my steps, back to work, and then back here because I need to cook my next meal. I know the rice is cooked, but I need to cook the meat to go with it, and I'm actually defrosting the meat for the final meal now because I forgot to get that out of the freezer till about 10 minutes ago. So it might be a bit of a later one for that last meal, just because that does need to defrost before I can cook it. But yeah, that was meal 3. I'm going to do steps, then work, and I'll catch you in a bit. Right, meal number 4 is fish and rice. So normally I'll do tilapia. Today I've got some cod. It's normally a white fish. Cod or tilapia are literally the only 2. It just depends what I've bought from Costco that week. I prefer tilapia, if I'm honest. So it's normally 200 grams of tilapia, 90 grams of sushi rice, and some peas. The way I make this is very chef-like. You get your air fryer, put just a sheet in it to protect the air fryer so I don't have to wash the air fryer every time. So yeah, normally I do fresh tilapia that's just been frozen once I've bought it from Costco, which is obviously a lot nicer than this like packaged up frozen cod. But this is all I've got left in the freezer right now, and I'm just trying to use shit that's in the freezer because, as I said, I've got to move house next week, so I want the freezer to be empty. But yeah, when you get your fish out, I always put it on some paper towel, and then we'll dry it as much as I can. Get loads of the moisture out there, because they're from frozen. They're always very wet. I also try to flatten them as much as possible because then they just cook a little bit nicer. Right, lovely, got these 2 little fillets. Slap them, if you can see, in the air fryer thing. And the best bit about the fish, right, my secret is ESN oil spray instead of like olive oil or anything. This is 2 calories of spray. It sprays like a deodorant can, so people in the UK, right, I'm assuming you all use Fry Light. This sprays so much better than Fry Light because it's just spray it like a deodorant can and it's perfect. So cover them in that, and then this is a lovely mango, lime and coriander seasoning, which is my favourite on the fish. So coat the 2 little fish fillets in that. I also chuck on a little bit of parsley, because why not? I don't salt it before I cook it, I only salt it after, so that I know exactly how much salt I'm having. I'll just slap that in the air fryer, 180 for 15 minutes, come back and it's cooked, so yeah. I will, now whilst that's cooking, go and whip up some peas as well. All I do for the peas is microwave them, so that's not very exciting, so I'm not going to film that, but I'll catch you back when this meal is cooked. Right, I was making the meal. It got to the part where I was making peas. As you can see, it's not gone to plan, right? And it looks pretty bad. There's peas everywhere. The worst bit, now, if you're squeamish, I probably wouldn't look at this. Right, I'm on my camera, so it's quite hard to vlog, but if you're squeamish, wouldn't look at this. I actually managed to spill my peas everywhere, and that meant all of the boiling water went straight onto my foot. It was so hot that the top layer of my foot has burnt off straight away and is now in agony. So yeah, it just blistered kind of straight away and took the skin off, and it's pretty brutal, that. So yeah, but I'm in pain now, so I'm going to sort this out before I eat because my foot's now missing a layer of skin. Catch you in a bit. Right, turn of events, I'm going to have to go to A&E. I've just FaceTimed my mother, and Em is also telling me I need to go to A&E because I've managed to give myself 3rd-degree burns from a bowl of fucking peas. It stings quite a bit, so I'm going to go get it cleaned up and covered up properly so that I'm not going to get infected or get septic shock or any of that bullshit. We did sepsis at the start of this year, we don't want to do that again. So yeah, my next meal would have been some nice fish fillets. I'm probably going to put these in a Tupperware, take them to the A&E, sit there and scram that with my 2 bowls of rice behind me. So that was that meal. I'm just going to quickly outro meal 5 whilst the taxi's being called to take me. Oh, fucking hell. It would be the other, so I've got 2 80-gram portions of sushi rice there. One of those would be with this and the peas that are currently all over the fucking floor and my foot. And then it will be 250 grams of 5% beef mince with 100 grams of pineapple and 80 grams of sushi rice. And that is it, as a full day of eating. So if I can find the full macros right now, whilst my foot is fucking burning in half. It does hurt a bit, the burns. Fuck knows how people manage when they like burn themselves all over and shit. Don't fancy that one. So 4,088 calories, 575 grams of carbs, 55 grams of fat, 320 grams of protein. That is what I'm currently eating. I'll come back and eat the beef mince later. I might film the beef mince later, but that is the full day of eating. I need to go and get my foot cleaned up. Yeah, so full day of eating gone wrong, here we are. I will see you in the next one. Like and subscribe. 1 like is 1 prayer for my foot, please. If you see me in Birks, I already wear Birks everywhere, so this isn't really going to impact me, but yeah, my foot hurts substantially. See you in the next one. Right, in hospital. Filmed on my phone. Thought I'd carry the vlog on because it's elite content. We've been waiting about an hour, still not been seen. My foot fucking hurts. I need a toilet right now so I can speak. I'm giving Em the camera, so she's going to film me, hopefully, when I'm getting like patched up and shit. So the vlog goes on. Elite content. Update, it's 10:15 at night, still not been seen. I'm fuming. I normally go to bed at like 9:15. Here we are, 10:15, still not been seen. My foot's blowing up like a balloon. I'm going to film now if you're squeamish. This is going to get demonetised, so I probably won't show this actually, but I'm not going to show it, so it'll get demonetised, but it's blistered horrifically all over the top of my foot, and there's still half my foot just open.
Still want to suck his toes.
It's now 5 minutes to midnight, and we've only just been seen. He's just poked my foot for 3 seconds and just walked out of the room. So fucking, I can't show you my foot, but it's pretty grim. But he's probably coming back now, so hopefully it gets sorted because I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed. But yeah, it's pretty messed up, my foot. It's just blistered and open, and we've been sat in A&E for 5 hours. They didn't give me a bandage or anything. This is literally the first person we spoke to after sitting in the waiting room for 5 hours. Bit of a piss take, but what can you do? Yeah, my foot is just an absolute state, and I'm very tired because I normally go to bed about 9 p.m. and now it's midnight. I also didn't bring a sock with me because we kind of just rushed out of the house just to get it sorted quick. So I've got Birks, I've got one sock on one foot and then no other sock. So it's an interesting look, but yeah. Right, it's now nearly 1 a.m. We are finally leaving. All they've done is bandage it, which is all I was going to do at home. But my mother and Em insisted I went and got it checked out. Fair enough, probably a smart thing to do, but 6 hours of our lives, 7 hours of our lives for a fucking bandage, because I'm a pussy. On the right side, got a nice little protein bar to finish the night off. This is the end of the full day of eating. Didn't eat the final 2 meals. Gonna nail this and then go home and go to bed because I'm so tired. But yeah, accident emerging. How the full day of eating's ended. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
I'm so beautiful without you. Now my skin glows and it shines like glue. I'm pretty without